All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I want to do a little bit more talking about like the whole Nvidia versus AMD thing. Seeing as I did a live stream today, got some help from the community that helped me solve like an issue that I was having, image quality wise on the Nvidia GPUs. That worked out pretty well. I made a video, showed you guys what was going on. And then I sat there for a while longer after that, testing out some more of those games, going through some of the stuff that I'd played that I didn't really, that I was really having a problem with the issue, or that I was having a problem, that was having issues with the overall visual quality and everything. And I noticed that now I have less of a frame rate on a lot of those games because that was actually boosting my frame rate. So therefore the frame rate is actually lower than what it was throughout a lot of my testing. So that kind of gives the 7800 XT even more of a lead. As you can see, I've got the 7800 XT back in the build, going through and I'm looking at things again, and I'm to the point where Nvidia is okay. Like I don't have a problem with it. I still do think that people kind of overhype Nvidia and give it way too much credit. I mean, way more credit than it deserves. It is fine. Like, it does a good job, but at the end of the day, I still got way better color, way better adjustments for my color on the AMD platform. I still have, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I still believe that I have better image quality. There's just something that I like about the way AMD can sharpen and soften an image pretty much. And the way it does it, and how easy it is to find and how easy it is to implement and get the desired results that I like. Yes, AMD is absolutely incredible for that. To be able to get into the AMD software and pretty much do what I want to do and be able to have, like a detailed readout of what's going on, what each setting does. I find that very user friendly, and I still do think that experience, the whole experience for AMD, in my opinion, is significantly better than the experience that you can get on the Nvidia platform. Now, I'm not 100%. I'm not as negative towards Nvidia anymore, because obviously these were clearly user settings, user problems that I was having. But let's be fair. I mean, let's be 100%. There's really no help out there. It is very hard to actually find solid information on how to set up an Nvidia GPU, because as much as everybody would like to believe that it's plug and play, it's actually significantly more complicated to get this up and running and to be able to get like quality visuals. Most gamers, and this is real, and I guarantee this is real. Most gamers, when they buy an Nvidia GPU, they simply flip on DLSS and let it run wild. And I guarantee that is most gamers, because you want quality image and you want higher frame rates. So I guarantee a lot of gamers are out there doing just like I'm doing. And I have never once claimed to be a PC expert. I've only got a little over a couple years dabbling in the PC space. The majority of that was on the Nvidia platform. Since I've moved over to AMD, I've gotten more confident. I feel a lot better about it. I play more games on PC now. I rarely go like straight to my consoles to play games. Almost all through last year, I was buying most of my games still on console, but now I am opting more often to buy them on PC, and that's all thanks to AMD. That had nothing to do with Nvidia at all. Nvidia I was still buying them on the consoles because I thought they looked better, and I had started turning on that upscaling thing in the control panel right around the time that I got the 3080. somebody in the community had recommended like turning that on, saying, oh, you're not getting, you know, the best performance, or you're not getting the best visuals, you need to turn this on. I remember that, and it just kind of stuck with me, and so it was like part of my little get in there, set all my stuff up, get in there, change my colors, do everything, make sure it's in full, everything that I showed you guys during the live stream today. And for a long time, I had just noticed or been able to see that, like, yeah, dude, my Nvidia visuals are not that good. Now, turning it off, it did help a lot, but there are still some instances in certain games that I still believe that the AMD image quality is superior in my eyes. I like it better. There's nothing that's going to change my mind on that. I'm not. I mean, like I said, I will keep buying an Nvidia GPU every generation, but I don't think anything's going to change my mind. I'm very, very happy with the overall AMD experience, and to be completely honest with you, I just don't care about the Nvidia hype like everybody else does. I just don't, and that's fine. Like, I'm allowed to feel however I want to feel. I'm allowed to like and support whatever products that I want to like and support. And the AMD just happens to be that platform for me when it comes to PC gaming. I feel comfortable. I feel confident. Like, I like the overall experience that I get out of the AMD platform, and it doesn't matter how many of you guys come and scream at me that AMD sucks and all of that stuff. It's my money. It's my hard work that I put in every day on the job to acquire these products. So I'm going to make my own decision. When you start paying my bills and you start giving me money and all of that stuff, and I don't have to go to work anymore, and you're in charge, or like you're taking care of me, then you can tell me what to buy. But until then, man, like, I'm happy with AMD, and I will continue to make positive content about AMD on this channel. I don't think I'm going to be as like abrasive towards Nvidia anymore. That's completely up to you, and I get that the whole image quality thing is very subjective, and it usually falls down to a personal preference, and that's fine. I like the way it looks better. I think it looks better. I like the platform that AMD has. I like the options. I like HyperRX. I like being able to turn on AMD's fluid motion frames. I like anti-lag. I like everything that AMD has to offer. I find it easier to implement. I find it easier to find, and I find it to be a much smoother experience overall. Now, I will tell you that in my little mission today to bring the community in and ask you guys for help, and let you guys help me find that solution, that's awesome. That builds trust. That builds that builds our community. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to trash Nvidia, and I don't necessarily think I was going out of my way to trash Nvidia. In my eyes, I was telling the truth. I was being 100% honest with my overall experience with Nvidia, and these are things that people are going to run into on their own, and it's good that we have that out there, because now it's kind of it turned into an educational type video, because I don't find a whole lot of that out there anymore that's not interesting. I mean, yeah, you could probably find it, but it's probably just some dude in a low monotone voice talking about this and like showing you this stuff, and then you're falling asleep, and nobody wants that. So I mean, it's one of those things where I think we're going to do more of those every once in a while. We'll get on there and we'll do like a setting where I'll pull up my software, and we'll try to figure out how to get something working right, and just try to figure that out as a community, because there's no reason for me to be abrasive towards the Nvidia guys, and there's no reason for the Nvidia guys to be abrasive towards me, because, dude, it's just video games at the end of the day. You have your preferences, I have mine. Mine are 100%. All of my preferences are 100% found by my willingness to go out of my way to try new things, whereas a lot of people on the internet these days are more willing to just parrot whatever somebody else says and not help the problem, but only make it worse. And that sucks. That absolutely sucks, man. I wasted a lot of time on the Nvidia platform when I could have just bought AMD from the get-go and been happy. I mean, when I bought that 3080, actually, when I bought that 3050 laptop, that 3050 Ti laptop, I had the ability to literally buy a 6800 XT pre-built right then and there. I could have bought that. That was my other option. And everybody on the internet, everybody on the channel was always telling me, "No, man, you got to go Nvidia. You got to go Nvidia. Nvidia is the best." So I made the dumbest decision of my life and bought that stupid laptop when I could have had a 6800 XT pre-built for it was like $500 more than what I paid for that laptop. And I had the money, like I could have done it right then and there. I could have bought that and came home with that, and I could have been rocking AMD right from the get-go. So it's those type of things that the whole Nvidia's best and just parroting what other people say and not really taking the time to actually go out of your way to actually try another product or to see for yourself. That's pretty dangerous, and it costs people a lot of money. It does, and it could completely ruin people's experiences when people are like that. And there's no rhyme or reason behind why they do it. It's just they like, yeah, man, I got Nvidia. I'm part of the family, you know. I mean, like, let's be honest, man. If you want the full Nvidia experience, you need a 4080 Super or a 4090. Maybe even a 4080. I mean, I was always saying the 4080 would probably be all right, but let's be real. If you want the full Nvidia experience, those are your options. Those are the cards you should be buying. If you want a watered down experience, then buy whatever else. Then you can buy any of them 12 gigabyte cards or the freaking 8 gigabyte cards or the stripped down, 60 series of those cards. Those are your options. If you want the true full-blown Nvidia experience, you can buy the top end. And in my experience with AMD, it kind of just rolls. It kind of just rolls downhill. Like it's like I feel with the 7800 XT, like I get the AMD experience. I feel with the 7900 XT that I get the Nvidia or the AMD experience because I'm not limited by certain things. Like my 7800 XT does very good at 1440p resolution, and that's what it was designed for. 256-bit bus, 16 gigs of VRAM, enough freaking cores to actually do something with. It's a decent GPU. Now the 7700 XT, that one I would definitely question. I feel like that is a high end 1080p, whereas I'm gonna test out the 7600 XT here shortly. That one's got 16 gigs of RAM. We're gonna run that at 1080p with caution, or we're gonna run that at 1080p, and then we're gonna run it, dabble around in 1440p with caution, of course. But yeah, my goal, my emphasis, my goal is to go through the rest of this generation and testing out these AMD GPUs and trying to help people find the best. Because I love AMD, so I'm 100% supporting that or not supporting that company, but standing behind them and learning their products and trying to help people, that might be more interested in the visual quality that I like, be able to find that and be able to utilize that themselves and have a good gaming experience. Because let's just face it, and this is my honest opinion, Nvidia is not for everyone. It's not the end all be all for all PC gamers. A lot of people, I think that a lot of people would really appreciate what the AMD platform is, especially gamers that are new, that are just coming to PC, and they want that, as close to a console experience as they can get. Because let's face it, a lot of the people that are still playing on console are there for convenience. They don't want to deal with all of the nonsense that you have to deal with when it comes to the Nvidia GPUs. And there is there's a lot of tinkering. A lot of that stuff doesn't make sense. You got to get in there. You got to figure things out. It's got a ton of proprietary features and stuff like that at best kind of work on lower end GPUs, or you have to get like the top end to really take advantage of that. It just feels like a fractured, broken experience for the most part, unless you're willing to shell out lots of money and be a pay pig for Nvidia. I just don't see any. I just don't see any reason to buy any Nvidia products that are under a 4080. I just don't see any reason for that. I feel like if you bought a 4070 Ti with 12 gigs, you'd be feeling like, oh man, I should have got something better a lot sooner than you're going to feel like you need something better than a 7800 XT or a 7900 XT or even a 7900 XTX or probably even a 7600 XT. Like I feel like you'll be in a position to where you feel the need to upgrade a lot faster than a lot of those other AMD cards are going to feel that need. I mean, you would probably be feeling it with the 7700 XT as well, unless you're playing 1080p. I think you'd be all right with that card. But at the end of the day, like I feel like the ones that don't have that minimum of 16 gigabyte buffer, I feel like you're going to feel that you need to upgrade a lot more frequently or a lot sooner than you would if you had the VRAM, because the VRAM is important. The overall power of the GPU is important, but with things like AMD's fluid motion frames supporting all DX11, DX12 games, with the uptick of actual developers bringing FSR3 out, we just got 2 new ones today. We got like Talos 2, and then some other game. It's like a Souls game. I'm thinking about looking it up on Steam and maybe picking that up and giving it a try. But we're starting to see them bring more FSR3 games a lot faster. So hopefully that continues over the weeks and we continue to get more games added to this. We just got Modern Warfare 3. We just got our FSR3 and frame generation for that one. So as the time goes on, we'll continue to get more of these games. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this generation with AMD goes and just how and just how fast these games start dropping and we're able to utilize the true power of these AMD cards, because I feel like with AMD, like, yeah, you do spend some time actually waiting on stuff, but you're not at a point where you don't have options with AMD. Like your card has enough power to actually run games and give you a playable experience. But then now all the cherry on top stuff is starting to roll out, and it does. It makes the platform even better. It makes the platform, it delivers more longevity for the platform with these features, and for them to go back and support 6000 series GPUs and be able to utilize the same features that the 7000 people do, that's awesome. And I believe in the overall chiplet design. Yeah, they are pretty close in power to the predecessors, but I mean, as a first generation chiplet design for AMD, I'm actually happy to be a part of that and learn from there and experience the overall and experience this as it continues to grow. I'm definitely looking forward to the next generation and the generation after that. I'm curious to see how they're going to be able to stack this power and be able to really blow this up. And who knows, man? Maybe someday they'll be on top and they'll be overcharging us for GPUs, and then we'll say something about that too. But I've never been the kind of gamer, or I've never been the kind of person to sit and haggle about the price. I don't care. As long as the experience is good when I buy it, I don't care. I paid $400 for my 2 terabyte SSD for my PS5. I paid $400 for the one on my Xbox. I don't complain about that. I wanted them right then and there. I bought them. So yeah, that's something that I do. Like, I'm not going to haggle over the price. Like, I don't care. I would rather have the experience from day one and move forward with that. Like, dude, I really don't even feel bad about buying a 4070 for $600. Like, I don't even care. Like, what would have saved me $50? I would have got a little bit more power if I would have just waited for the 4070 Super. Well, yeah, to me that doesn't matter. That's water under the bridge. It is what it is. I've already made enough content with the 4070 that it is what it is. Like, I'm actually happy that I had that video today, that we got on there, that we figured that out. It didn't solve all of my problems, because I mean, there's still the question of DLSS. I still lose that video quality. Just like it was before, but it's not as bad now. That's the good thing. It's not as bad now, because before it was like literally atrocious. I was like, are you kidding me? This looks terrible. Like, why does this look so bad? And people would just be rude to me instead of, like, like offering, you know, like there's a lot of you guys are rude, man. Like I swear, man, like people feeling like they got to defend these corporations and stuff all the time. I like AMD. I like how easy it is to get in there, and it delivers a good experience for me. And when games don't run good on it, I still put videos out and show you guys that the game's not running good on it. It's one of those things. Like I could go through and cherry pick a whole bunch of stuff from Nvidia. I could go through and cherry pick a whole bunch of stuff from AMD and just put out some hit pieces on both of them. But what good is that going to do me? I want to be able to enjoy these platforms because I do plan on getting, you know, an Nvidia GPU every generation because I do want to see the new tech that they bring out. But what they're bringing out right now with like ray tracing and pad tracing, it's all fine and dandy, but at the same time, it still kind of feels like it's in a beta. It's in my opinion, like yeah, it's cool, but it feels like it's in a beta, and it's kind of playable. And on obviously on the 4070, it's not really like top notch or anything like that. So it just leaves you in limbo for the most part when you buy these lower end GPUs. I will probably end up getting something a little bit better next generation. I don't know. I haven't 100% decided. Like I know I'm firm at like right now I'm pretty firm at not going lower than like a 70 class card for either one of them. So it'll either be there or just maybe a little bit up or something. But yeah, for the most part, I feel like that did solve some of my problems today. I am a little bit happier with the overall experience for Nvidia, so I don't really see a reason to go out of my way to keep bashing them. But I'm still gonna be like, yeah, dude, AMD is better because in my eyes, AMD is better to me, for me, and it serves my purpose. And like I said, Nvidia isn't for everybody, and that's fine. Some people just can do better on an AMD than they ever will be able to get out of an Nvidia GPU. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.